I'm very easy and simple of access.
Thank you. Do you feel the relationships can be repaired?
I won't comment. I'm always enjoying, guys, to interact with you. First, press, so important in a democratic country, but also interact with all my Australian friends. I'm very sad to be forced to leave, but there needs to be some reassessment being made.
Will you come back soon?
Hopefully soon, as soon as everything is repaired, probably, or because we have good prospects of repairing it.
Brilliant.
So anyway, we shouldn't underestimate the strength of the relation people to people, and I think this doesn't affect in any way the relations which is so deep running among our two countries, among the people. There's so many things we're doing, so many projects we're leading, and I'm so confident in the Australian-French cooperations. I think this has been a huge mistake, a very, very bad handling of a partnership, because it was not a contract, it was a partnership. A trust partnership that's supposed to be based on trust, mutual understanding, and also a partnership based, on sincerity.
Have you spoken to Scott Morrison at all?
Never had the pleasure to meet with the Prime Minister since 10 months, but I'm sure we could have a good discussion. But I very much respect also his diary, probably very full of very many important engagements for Australia and the Australian people.
Have you spoken to any Australian officials today?
No one has tried to contact me, neither today nor yesterday. So fundamentally, no. But anyway, engaging with people, with real Australian, real Aussies, people who understand what it means to be mates, what it means to look at each other's back, is for me the most important. So I'm looking forward first to be back, because it would be a good sign that something can be done. And secondly, I'm looking forward to multiply what I tried to do already in my short 10 months here, which is to go everywhere in regional Australia to meet with the real Australians. The one who talk plainly. If they disagree straight. If they disagree, you have a chance to communicate, and nothing that can't be solved with a good beer and eventually barbecue.
Are you sad to leave?
Yes, I'm sad. I'm sad because of those people. When I was in Rockhampton for Beef Australia, no ambassadors around, only farmers.
What do you think?
And that was straightforward speaking.
What do you think?
We spoke about so many things. And wholeheartedly, as friends and partners do.
What will it take to get back in the good books?
Don't know. Maybe there are some Australian ideas. Let's ask.
What would you like to see happen now?
I would like to be able to run into a time machine and, to win it back and be in a situation where we don't end up in such an incredible, clumsy, inadequate, un-Australian situation.
Australia and France have had a very long relationship. Do you feel betrayed?
I'll ask your opinion. You have a friend, a mate. You've discussed, you've agreed on something essential, on something which is not, buying potatoes and lettuce, but on buying the instrument of your sovereignty. You want to make it because it's your sovereignty. And you have a friend coming from abroad, but with whom you have a long tradition and history, who said, okay, I'm ready to commit, and what I will transmit you are the secrets of my national defense. You will have something that not only you will have, but that you will master. And with this, you ensure for 50 years and beyond your sovereignty. But at the same time, your mate, as soon as he has signed, has committed, is going to another door and say, why should we talk? But don't say to my mate. How would you qualify that? I just saw on a post by a good friend, but somebody from Rockhampton saying, since when is Australia a fickle friend?
Have you spoken to the US ambassador about this as well?
There is no ambassador.
Oh, sorry.
So you think it is repairable, the relationship?
With good faith, with deep efforts, with a complete change of the software, with a frank discussion, and with real, gestures, everything is possible.
And it was a big mistake by the Australian government.
Your comments.
Do you think it was?
What do you think? You are nosy. Imagine your neighbor, your friends, members of the family, do something, say you something, commits solemnly, make you work, make you employ hundreds of Australian workers, make you work with hundreds of Australian SMEs. And at the same time, in your back, without ever telling you anything, just asking his new friends not to say anything, is, stabbing you in the back. What will you say?
I can't comment.
You can't comment.
Do you have a final
So
message?
it is strange because, then you are not Australian.
Do you have a final
The
message?
Australian I know have commented straight away.
Do you have a final message for the Australian people or the Prime Minister for you to find?
For the Australian people, I love you. I've since 10 months, I've been, thrilled by the level of imagination, creativity, willingness to engage with France, and expression of friendships, really.
And to the Prime
So
Minister?
to my friends I met in Rockhampton, to my friends I met, in Irelandbach, to my friends I met in Perth, everywhere in the country, from which walk of life they were. I love you, and I'll be back, I hope.
And a message to the Prime Minister at all?
I have not to send message to the Prime Minister, especially through press. But anyway, and thank you, press, because I think that you've done a fantastic job also on reporting all the aspects of a very important question. And I hope to be able soon to address you about different issues, constructive issues, and things that matters for our people, because this is what we have heard. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All the best.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. You see, there is hope. You speak French.